I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
Who are you?
Welcome back to another review. This is another paid request, this time for Devon. What are my thoughts on the 2014 film 13 Sins? Now, I've seen this film before, and I don't want to give a whole lot away, but I thought this was a really interesting film. It's almost like, granted not nearly as good, but almost like another take on David Fincher's The Game. Now, I say that only because you have a person that's thrown into this game, only in this case. Let me backtrack. Your lead guy, he's going through all sorts of pitfalls. He's recently been fired. He's in debt. He has a father who's a bit of a dick. His mentally handicapped brother, he's trying to support him. The love of his life is pregnant. He wants to have money for her, and he doesn't know what to do next. One day he gets a phone call, and they say, "You're part of a game show, and if you do these 13 things, you will be a millionaire. But if you tell anybody, or if you say no to any of them, not only will you not go further and possibly be a millionaire, but you will lose all the money that you have gotten up until then." So I just really it's not like The Game at all. I don't know, a character being thrust into this game and being puppeteered all around, so to speak. So, yeah, maybe it's not like The Game at all, but I like the idea of each task is built more and more and more crazy. Like the first task is easy. Swat a fly. You get $1,000. Now you eat the fly. You get another $3,000. And it keeps going up and up and up. Almost as if to showcase what would you be willing to do for that money. Especially when things ratchet up, and then they go, well, if you don't, the police are going to get you and arrest you, but if you do, we're going to take care of things. And people go, why don't they just tell someone? Well, again, they go, if you tell someone, we're done, but they seem very powerful enough that they even have people in the police force that they could and would fix it. And that's what I mean. It's interesting to see what happens next, what the next task is. And some of this task is just crazy, man. Just how it builds up. Like, here's a dead body you found. Take it to dinner and buy it a black cup of coffee. Oh, here's your childhood bully. You're going to amputate his arm. He has agreed to it. Which is true. The guy has agreed to it. And this movie, I thought it was handled well enough where you still like the lead character, and he's still trying to do the right thing, and he's doing these tasks, but at the same time, now it shows desperation, but it doesn't make him unlikable. There's nothing in the film that I thought, oh God, he went too far, my sympathy for him is gone. I thought that was a nice way of balancing that. Ron Perlman is in the film as a cop who's on this case as all this crazy stuff's happening. The ending I thought was satisfying, although a bit too clean, a bit too, I don't want to say anticlimactic, but I kind of wish for a little bit more. I can't really put into terms what that would be. Like I said, it's an interesting idea, done fairly well. I thought the lead guy did a good job. And yeah, I like the idea. It was cool to see like what's going to happen next. What is the next task? How much more is it going to be elevated as each thing gets bigger and bigger, and this guy goes through a crazier and crazier and even more crazier day? Because this all takes place within the same day. And spoiler alert, starting out spoilers, like early on, one of his challenges is to make a kid cry or burn this thing down at a church. He gets comeuppance on his childhood bullies, including, I guess, the bullies had pissed in his brother's face when he was a kid. So you get the satisfaction that the lead takes a chair and smacks one of them right in the face. This is one thing where there's this lady who wants him to fix her line for drying clothes. You know, people have a line outside, they hang their clothes up. He looks and he realizes it's a wire that goes across the road and is going to amputate some bikers. And he's trying to do the right thing. He's able to stop it so they don't get killed. And then the bikers pick up the phone and they realize that they're being told to do this ride back and forth for hundreds of dollars. Of course, without knowing the result. But he realizes someone else is playing the game. And because of them, they drive again, and which is a pretty crazy sequence. And then the ending, you find out certain things. Again, spoiler, that the dad had played in the game, and the dad's the reason why their mom's dead, and that the other guy playing the game at this point is the mentally handicapped brother, who then tries to kill the lead guy, and the lead guy has to kill his brother. And the reason I said the ending, you have a feeling that they're going to go somewhere darker, because the pregnant wife, she tossed to the lead and says, "Oh, I've been called, and they're asking if I want to eat a fly." And like, "What did you say?" And then she goes, "I said fuck off. That's vile." And the lead guy smiles, and things will be okay, because technically he did win, so all of his arrests are gone. All that's gone. His dad, who killed their mom during this, who pretty much a piece of shit, he's dead. Mentally handicapped brother's dead, but he doesn't have to worry about him, as mean as that is to say. And like I said, the movie's interesting in concept. For the most part, I like its execution. I thought the lead guy did a good job. And overall, an interesting film. I kind of like the fact it doesn't end on the typical note that I usually see in these kind of movies. Maybe that's also why I thought of The Game, because that ends on a definitely not a typical David Fincher ending. Definitely more of a happier ending compared to other David Fincher films. So that was nice. That was a nice change of pace. I appreciated that. One part of the film I don't think you needed was Ron Perlman talks with this guy who's telling the backstory of the people who made the game. I don't think you needed all that. I think you could have easily just made it a mystery all the way through. We didn't need this guy just explaining to Ron Perlman, the cop, who these guys are. We didn't need that. So I thought that was kind of filler that could easily be cut out. That's just me. But with this said, I did enjoy the film. That was an interesting idea and fun. It was fun to see what the next task would be and then how this character would get out of this situation. And kind of a film no one really talks about, which I don't think is that bad of a movie. So that's too bad. And it'd be interesting to see a sequel to this, like in name only. Like what other task will be made up and see another person go through a crazy situation. But maybe that's just me. With that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.